Morning dear students, today we are taking our next topic which start from in a first period, that is the subject our is history. The topic is historiography development in the West, and we take the subtopic that is the name of the notable scholars. So now today we are going to learn about the notable scholars. So open our textbook, the page number of textbook, this is our textbook, so open the page number textbook 3. So we start our notable scholars. While learn about the historiography development in the West, we in a first period will take whole information about the how the history become it is known as the historiography. So today let's start the notable scholars. In a notable scholars, while learn about the Rennie Descartes, we learn about which opinion put by the Rennie Descartes according to the historiography. How he developed means what he wanted to say by given the theory in his book, that is the Discourse on the Method, just to put the critical examination of the historical truth. So let's discuss about the Rennie Descartes. He appointed the first point that he focused on the critical examination of historical truth. Then he also focused the second point that whenever we cannot clear all doubts of anything, we cannot believe on anything. Then third, he also put his views in his book. The name of that book, Discourse on Method. Now look out what we learned. While learn about the notable scholars, we study first the Rennie Descartes, who was known as the European scholar. He put theory in his book. The name of that book, that is the Discourse on the Method. What theory or which opinion has been put by the Rennie Descartes? He just tell about the while study about the history. So we study the while study about the history. So we take the critical examination of the historical truth. Then whenever we cannot clear all the doubts of anything, we cannot trust anything when we explain historical truth. So this point or these views put by the Rennie Descartes in his book, that is the name of the Discourse on the Method. This is the first notable scholar who is known as the European scholar. Student, we learn about the second notable scholar. The name of that second notable scholar, that was the name of the Voltaire. Now we learn about the Voltaire, what he want to say something about the how to study the historical. First he put his opinion about the we should not only study the objective and chronological truth of history. What he tell us about that? According to the Voltaire, when he put his theory about history, he told about us that we should not only study about the objective, and the chronological truth of history. So then what he will replace in the second point, he also think about we should also study the trade, commerce, economy, social transaction, social transition, agriculture, etc. What in his theory, he not only tell us about the study about the objective or a chronological truth of history, but apart from we should also study about the trade. आपण कशाचा अभ्यास करायला पाहिजे? We should also study about the trade, commerce, economy, social transaction and agriculture apart from the study of the objective and chronological truth of the history. Then he also put his emphasis on the third point, what he try that we should also study the human aspects of life. Then third, he also put emphasis that we should also study the human aspects of life. That's why the Voltaire, he is known as the founder of the modern historiography. That's why Voltaire known as the founder of modern historiography. Okay, are you understand? Write down in your textbook copy what we learn about the Voltaire. What he told us about when he studied the history, it is known as historiography. We should not only study about the objective and the chronological truth. Apart from that, we should also study trade, agriculture, economic, social transaction and agriculture. Apart from this, he also told about that we should also study the all aspects of the human life. He put all these 3 points, he put emphasis on these all 3 points, so that's why he is known as his modern historiographer. Why the Voltaire is known as the modern historiographer? Because he told us about that whenever we wanted to study the history, apart from the study of the history, we should study about the all aspects of the human life. He throw the light on the life of the human life, so that's why the Voltaire is known as the founder of the modern historiography. Okay, write down this point. Okay, now we learn about the third point, which is known as the notable scholar. The third notable scholar is like what that? The George William Friedrich Hegel. Now we learn which theory put by the Hegel in his theory, that is history, it is known as the historiography. So what? Let's start. According to the George, he put historical truth in logical manner. Historical truth in a logical manner. He put the historical truth in a logical manner. Second, history is not less than science. Then the method of study science and history is differ. Now let's study what? According to the George William Friedrich Hegel, when we study about his theory, which type of the point is put by the Hegel? According to the Hegel, when we wanted to study about the history, as it is known as historiography, so what we should study in history, that is according to the Hegel, historical truth in a logical manner. When we wanted to present the history, so how we present the history? We should present the history in a logical manner. Then second, when he compare between the history and the science, so he put opinion what? The history is not less than science. What is the history is not less than science, but only what is the difference between the study of science and the history? The difference is that only the method of the study of history and science, it is differ from each other, but it is not less than history, it is not less than the science, and the science is not less than the study of the history. It is told by the Hegel. This is the theory of the Hegel. So students, make the notes which is the theory put by the Hegel in his theory. So write down these all notes in your book. Now fast write down. Students, look what we learn about the 4th point, which is the notable scholar. That is the 4th point. The name of that notable scholar, Leopold von Ranke. Which theory put by the Leopold von Ranke? Let's start. The theory of practice and history. The first book, whatever the book has been written by the Ranke, that is there is the first book. The name of that first book, the theory and the practice of history, and the second book, name of the secret of world history. Whatever there is the given the two book, that is the name, the theory and the practice of history and the secret of world history, that in his two books he only think about the how to study the history. According to the, when he wanted to study about the history, so we study the history should be study into the okay, what the history should be, how history should be, history should be study in a research. When we study the history, we should study the history in a researchical manner. Then according to that, he also put, that is the critical examination of history. He put, according to the which point put by the Ranke, according to the history should be studied in a scientific research method. Then according to the, whenever study the history should be studied in a critical examination of the history. Whatever the, when we think about the critical examination of history and whatever the historical document present, so that historical document should be checked by the research center. Apart from that, he also told about that all the documents, whatever the historical documents, we should that study the historical documents in a critical care. So that's why he put emphasis, he put the stress on the critical examination of the history. Later on he write down the two books, that is the theory of the practice of history and the secret of the world history. So this point put by the Leopold von Ranke. So write down these all the points in your copy book. Okay, first students, look out here. We learn about the 5th notable scholar. The name of that notable scholar, that is the Karl Marx. According to the, while study about the Karl Marx, which theory put by the Karl Marx, according to that, he put the theory about the class. Now according to the, whatever the class, which class belong to the society. According to that, when he study about the society, so according to the different type of the classes are present into the society, then according to that he put the, according to the means of production. That means of production, it is known as the earning source. Earning. How, according to the, when whatever the classes are present into the society, these classes has been divided into the 3 categories, that is the rich class, poor class and the middle class. So due to that reason, there is the create the differences between the means of production, and if there is the create the differences of the means of production, so due to that reason there is a change the start of the society. If there is a change the start of the society, so in case there is a create the inequality. So this means of production create the inequality. When it is create the inequality, so the Karl Marx wanted to create the equality in a society. Okay, now look out. Karl Marx, according to when we study about the which theory put by the Karl Marx, according to the opinion of the Karl Marx, he present the society, he present the study of the society or which of the classes are present into the society. Whatever the classes are present into the society, they have the different type of the means of production. If they have a different type of the means of production, this means of production create the inequality among the society, because the whatever the earning sources, that earning sources has a different. If in the society there is the creation of the inequality, so due to that reason there is not the equality into the society. If there is not the equality into the society, so due to that reason, that is the different type of the society where present into the different type of the classes are present into the society. Due to that reason, he wanted to reduce the means of production and wanted to create the equality into the society. This theory put by the Karl Marx in his book, that is the name of the Das Kapital. He wanted to change the face of the history. He wanted to change the whatever the society live into the society. So due to that reason, he wanted to change the lifestyle of the living people, as well as he also think about that the whatever according to that the history, it is not about the abstract ideas. History, it is not about the abstract ideas, but it is all about the living people. What we learn all these points when we study the theory of the Karl Marx. विद्यार्थी, तुम्हाला समजलं असेल की कार्ल मार्क्सने आपल्या थेरीमध्ये काय म्हटलं आहे. तर हे सगळे पॉईंट्स आपल्या बुक्समध्ये आत्ता लिहून टाका आणि नोट डाऊन करून लर्न करा. व्हॉट एव्हर द थेरी पुट बाय द कार्ल मार्क्स, काय बघितलं आपण, विच थेरी, क्लास presented by the Karl Marx, means of production. He also think about the earning source, that earning source create the inequality. It means it is not the equality into the society, and according this book has been written by the Karl Marx, and according to that Karl Marx, that the history is not only the abstract ideas, but it is also about the living people. So now look out once again. We learn about our 6th point, that is the animal school. We explain what is the meaning of the animal school. This animal school, it is started into the 20th century. New school of historiography arose in France, so that's it is known as the animal school. New school of historiography arose in France. Then according to that, the animal school not only history, it is not only the political events, kings, wars or diplomacy. It is not only the political events, king, war or the diplomacy, but it is also study about the climate, local people, agriculture, trade, technology and the means of communication. It means what? According to the what? In short, when we study about this point, while study the animal school, this school has been started into the 20th century. According to that, we should not only study about the history or a historical truth. Apart from the history, we also study about the whatever the climate, trade, communication, society, transaction, agriculture, economic, etc. These all the types, these all the fields we have to check, we have to study into the history. It means it is known as the historiography. So due to that reason, it is known as the animal school, which is present into the 20th century, which has been started into the France. So this is all about the animal school. I think you should understand. I think you have understand. So write down these all the points in your notebook and learn which is given into the animal school. Okay, look out. Now the 7th point is that the feminist historiography, what we learn into the feminist historiography, that feminist historiography, it is known as the according to the whatever the role has been played by the woman into the past history, but now what is the role played by will be played by the woman in the present day. So according to that, feminist historiography, it is known as the restructuring of the history. So what we learn into the feminist historiography, whatever the role has been played by the woman and now what she do in a present time. So according to this, think about what is the role played by in a employment, union, institution, working for their cause, their family life. So according to all the aspects of the woman, we study in this all the points. what is the difference between the past women and the present women, that all be noted into the feminist historiography. So that's why it is known as the restructuring of the historiography. Then learned will, according to that, the Michael Foucault, it is the last notable scholar, that is the Michael Foucault. These all the points has been put by the Michael Foucault. So first it is known as the archaeology of knowledge. Then second is historical events in a chronological order, explain various transactions in history. At last the archaeology of knowledge. According to that, when he put his theory in front of us, what he wanted to tell to us, just according to that, the historical events in a chronological order. Whenever we present historical truth in a chronological order, so according to the opinion of that the Michael Foucault, whenever we present historical truth in a chronological order, that chronological order has not been put by the whatever the correction into the history, means it is not reached the last ultimate truth of the history, so only it is reached to the various transactions has been done into the history. This opinion put by the Michael Foucault in his theory, the name of that theory or the name of that book, it is known as the archaeological of knowledge. It is so due to that reason, whatever the theory has been put by the Michael Foucault in his book, that is the archaeology of knowledge. You just think about that chronological order, it is not explain the last ultimate truth of the history, but it is only given into that the explain the various transaction in history, whatever the transaction has been done into the past event. So these all opinion he put in his book, that is the name of the book, it is known as the archaeology of knowledge. So this theory has been put by the Michael Foucault. I think I assure you know very well about that the theory of the Michael Foucault. So students, make the notes. These all the scholars from starting the first scholar to the last 8 scholars. You study all the scholars. So put the notes, make the notes in your notebook and learn all these scholars. We should take the test on a next time on these all the scholars. So have a good day. I think you very well understand. Thank you.